Northern California photographer Edward Mowbray took simple, still images of a racehorse in full gallop. What he discovered when the photographs were shown in rapid succession would astonish people around the world. The motion picture was born, and its birthplace was the San Francisco Bay Area. For over a century, the history of cinema and the history of the Bay Area have evolved together. During the silent era, SMA Studios became the home base for such key industry figures as Charlie Chaplin and the world's first Western film star, Bronco Billy Anderson. Over the next several decades, San Francisco became a haven for artists looking for creative freedom. By the 1970s, maverick filmmakers like Francis Ford Coppola,
kill us if you got the chance,
George Lucas, and Saul Zaentz made the Bay Area their creative home.
The philosophy, it's great to work with people that you want to work with, who are artists. They know that you love them and you love their work.
San Francisco was a very faraway place from a kid growing up in Long Island, and it had this sense of a tradition that favored the arts.
The kind of work we do involves a lot of thinking, a lot of creativity, and to be in a pleasant environment is extremely important.
You want to be friends because that's a community you adore.
Another industry was also coming to life in the 1970s. In 1972, San Francisco-based Atari introduced Pong. And its phenomenal success opened the door for other game companies, including Sega, Electronic Arts, Sony, Ubisoft, and LucasArts. The age of computers had arrived, and companies like Intel, HP, and Steve Jobs' Apple turned the Bay Area into the center of the high-tech universe. From video games to motion pictures, the 1980s witnessed a virtual explosion of technology and innovation.
Fascinating.
Launched in 1975 to create effects for Star Wars, George Lucas's company, Industrial Light and Magic, pioneered the use of computers to create ever more dazzling advances in the field of visual effects. Computer-generated imagery, or CGI, opened the door for a new generation of visual effects artists and designers.
I think the Bay Area always takes and looks at new technologies that make sense and can make the creativity that much better, and really takes it and runs with it.
The digital age was born. And with it came a revolution in film editing, with Lucasfilm's EditDroid, sound editing, and computer-generated design.
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Hello! The Bay Area was also the home of the first all-digital feature, Pixar Animation Studios' Toy Story.
Watch yourself. Who goes there? Don't you run! Okay, friends.
The first live-action motion picture projected digitally, Star Wars Episode I: The Phantom Menace. And the first live-action all-digital movie, Star Wars Episode II: Attack of the Clones.
I never mind flying. But you're suicide.
Remarkably, 15% of the biggest box office hits of all time have been created by Bay Area companies.
Of course I like you. It's because I like you and I want to be with you.
And 5 of those companies, Pixar Animation Studios, the Saul Zaentz Company, American Zoetrope, PDI DreamWorks, and Lucasfilm, have been honored with no fewer than 64 Academy Awards. Today, the Bay Area continues to build on its extraordinary history as a center of creativity and innovation in movie making,
Oh, come on! You gotta admit this is cool!
in interactive games,
fulfill your destiny,
and revolutionary technology. In 2005, digital technology took an exciting leap into the future with the Letterman Digital Arts Center. For George Lucas, preserving the integrity of San Francisco's Presidio as a national park was a key factor in his decision to move Lucasfilm to the historic site. The area provides the ideal environment for the next generation of creative minds to come together, share ideas, and create the most extraordinary interactive games, cutting-edge visual effects, and compelling entertainment.
Much thriller you still have.
We have many people up here who make movies, and I think it's appropriate that we have a centerpiece that is a cornerstone in the idea of digital cinema, a place that people can identify in the Bay Area and say, this is where the leading edge is being pursued.
Inside the Letterman Digital Arts Center is Industrial Light and Magic, the world's premier visual effects company.
You must stop reading those stories, Mr. You can watch.
LucasArts, a leading developer of interactive entertainment software for video game console systems and PCs. And the parent company, Lucasfilm, including its licensing, television,
This is no droid pilot.
online and marketing teams.
Most impressive.
Digital arts is really the art form of the 21st century. And by locating our facility at the Presidio, the combination of the historical setting with the technology is the epicenter of the digital revolution.
This is one of the great experiments of our century. We're devoting about half of the area to the buildings, the courtyards, the place where people will be working, and the other half of it, we're doing it as a park.
I like to work in a facility that fits into the environment, that looks like it's been there for a period of time. I'm very much an advocate of historic architecture. I think it's important that the people who work for me be in a very park-like setting, have very comfortable surroundings, because mostly what we do is think and are involved in very creative type work. So the thinking, the contemplative process is very important to us.
The Letterman Digital Arts Center, a symbol for the technology of the future and the launching pad for the next wave of the digital arts, and the artists whose creations will astonish and inspire audiences for generations to come.